Ever wondered what's really behind the headlines? Or why certain theories just won't go away? Dive into the world of the No Name Podcast, your go-to podcast for unraveling the mysteries of conspiracies, politics, and everyday life. Each week, we blend our opinions, analysis, with some storytelling to uncover the hidden layers of our world. From the latest political intrigue to the most fascinating conspiracy theories, we bring you a balanced dose of skepticism and insight. Whether you're a seasoned critical thinker or just curious about the whispers that swirl around us, we offer a space where your questions are welcome and your mind can wander free. Tune in, spark your curiosity, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. The No Name Podcast, where every episode is a new chance to think critically and see the world through a different lens. Don't miss out. Like, share, and subscribe today and join the conversation.
Hey, this is Jeremy coming to you from the No Name Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's Dustin.
It's your boy Trey.
And what do we got, Trey? Are we going?
We're going full Celsius.
We're going full Celsius. Hey, if you want to drink something delicious and get some energy while you're at it, then feel free to take a swig of Celsius. I don't even know what it is because I never had one.
Live fit or die trying. Celsius.
If you want more from that Celsius, give us sponsorship. Okay?
Right.
Just give us
It's
sponsorship.
really good. You had it was really good, man.
Finished mine. It was delicious.
And this really tastes like grape. Hopefully it keeps me up. I know I will take a nap in between us talking.
I remember those days when I used to be able to drink something quick. I kind of miss that. I've never been a big sipper in my life. My
And a
wife
vegan.
has always been a sipper. Not me, man. I'm like,
You're a gulper.
chug and go. Like
Chug
I
and
just
go.
chug, get it over with, and roll on with life. And now that I had this Tijuana surgery, I'm like, take a little sip. I'm like, oh gosh.
This is really good stuff, though. Healthy, vegan, gluten-free, kosher, zero
It's
sugar.
vegan. I'm not drinking them anymore. I'm just kidding.
no high fructose corn syrup, no
Hey.
aspirin, no artificial colors. There you go.
Hey,
RFK.
my cigarettes I smoke are
Hey, come
organic tobacco.
Oh,
I smoke American spirits.
that's so backwards.
They're organic tobacco.
Hey, I got 7 cartons of Marlboros up in my garage for you from my aunt's house.
You need to sell those singles. Those singles, man. You can sell singles.
I told Amanda, I said,
think
is
it's legal,
it
but-
illegal to sell cigarettes on the open market?
Yes.
Because I literally was like,
It is.
I'm sitting on like $1,000 worth of cigarettes. I mean, like, you know, just
You need to stand next to the gas station and sell them.
yeah.
get a-
The problem is I'd
you
have to
definitely get
smoke
arrested.
one. I'd have to sit there and smoke one to get
No,
the
you
people
don't.
in. You know,
No, you do not.
Let me tell you, when I used to smoke cigarettes, I hated going down to Atlanta. And if I wanted a cigarette, I knew it was going to cost me like 5 cigarettes to every one that I wanted because
Yeah.
there'd be at least 4 people that come up and try to bum a cigarette. What else in life do you do where people just cut, like you're sitting there eating a pack of M&Ms? You don't get 4 or 5 people that come up to you and want
Oh, I got
M&Ms
you. I
except
get
for
one
your
of them
kids.
M&Ms.
What else in your life do you do where people
Gum.
come up?
That's
Gum.
true.
Fair.
Gum.
Okay.
Gum, true.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't even think about gum. That's fair. But okay, gum and cigarettes. I mean, what else in life do you do where somebody just feels empowered enough to just come up in your space and just ask you for one of what you have? And it's the most bizarre thing to me.
Hey man,
It's just
let me bum a stick.
seriously.
A random.
I
You may
just
get the
don't
same
get
thing.
it.
No, come
You
on,
may get
let
the
me bum
same
a
thing
cigarette.
with marijuana too.
Well, yeah, they want a hit of that.
Yeah.
They don't want a whole joint.
Yeah, that's true. I
They
guess.
just want you to, to pass them a hit.
Yeah, and
They
then
don't want
go
a
their
whole
way.
joint. God, I don't even. It blows my
Just
mind.
gum and cigarettes.
Blows my mind. It's just, anyway.
So speaking of these,
I got it.
so we got to get back on our conspiracy theory journey here, and I have 3. Now we can dive deeper into these at some other point as we gather more information. But I want to throw up just some softballs to you all to get your opinion. I'm going to read you from my good old friend Chat GPT. I am getting way acquainted with this AI.
Still not using the Grok,
You're
huh?
still not using Grok.
Oh,
Why?
wowzers.
Why?
Nope.
It's
Wowzers.
superior.
Grok is amazing.
It's superior.
Well, until their owner dies, so I'm not going to talk about that. And I say that with all Jesus Christ sincerity. On the cross, preferably, just like he did.
Oh my God! Just
What?
to tie in our last episode, how about we send the little troll doll To him.
That would be amazing.
To who?
EM.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna acknowledge it until he says
It's
his name.
like a sacrifice.
I would love that.
I'm not gonna do it until
Name
I'm not gonna
rhymes with
acknowledge
Tron
it
and Tusk.
until he says his name.
It's like sending Candyman's name at this point. Or Bloody Mary or something crazy in the mirror.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track, but I just realized
My troll doll is nice and happy.
We
and
could
where
fix-
it's,
Oh, she
where
would.
she's at.
She would cause all types of
No,
calamity when she
where
gets
she's
around that
at,
demon.
she's happy. Where she's at, those people are happy. All is good.
Yeah, but we want her to make somebody miserable.
That's not what she's for.
that's what she's done. So
I kind of want the other. I want the other doll.
Oh, you want the
no,
dude?
don't.
You want
no.
the dude?
Stop. All right. Yep. All right.
All right.
So how about these conspiracies? All right.
All right,
Yep,
fair.
Yep, there we go.
Fair. All right.
Don't-
We're going to do 3. All right, here. Maybe 4. Okay? Been on the conversation. If we go longer on one, then we just go longer on one. But this is for the people, and I will explain it. Y'all ready? The first one is 15-minute cities as a control mechanism. The urban planning concept of a 15-minute city designed to make amenities accessible with a short walk or bike ride has been reinterpreted by some as a means of government control. Conspiracy theories, like ourselves,
Here's the buzzword for that for the people that may not know, because there is a buzzword associated for this as they're building all of these apartment complexes.
live,
work,
play.
play.
Live, work, play.
They have, but I'm just saying they're trying to your point. They're trying to get you. What now? Me and Dustin did an episode before everything happened while you were in. I tried to call you while you were on the cruise, and you sent me the voicemail. It's okay.
No, I
Anyway,
probably did. I probably didn't have service.
I was trying to get Trey involved in our conversation because we were talking about. Did you listen to the episode?
No, I think I missed it.
You should go back
think
and
I
listen
started-
to it because
let me see,
He doesn't listen to episodes.
it was
that he's not on.
predictive. But that is predictive programming. So they're using predictive programming with the live, work, play. And so what you're talking about right now, I understand because they were trying to make. Did y'all see that just now?
No.
The lights just okay. Whatever.
I didn't see that.
didn't see that.
It happened. Okay. Anyway, the live, work, play thing. I've been saying that for a while because I think Dubai was the first place that was trying to come up with the 15-minute city. They were trying to be the first ones to build it, and I don't know where they are, if they've
If they
done
did
it
it,
or
was
whatever.
way better than what we're doing.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
But when they first started talking about that, I said, "Oh boy, like this could be a problem because
Why are you saying it's a problem?
they control everything.
Mm.
It's government housing."
So they're saying this in this little excerpt. They're saying it's an open air prison under the guise of climate change initiatives.
Exactly, because they control everything. They control the climate. They control everything. They control where you work. They control where you play. They control where you live. And they control how you live. And that's the thing. When I started seeing the apartment complexes come in around here with the whole live, work, play thing, I'm like, uh-oh. They're doing the predictive programming to go ahead and get us used to the concept so that when those kind of things start popping up here, we're already, live, work, play, yay. I want to sign up for that.
You see, the way that this is structured is they're structuring it now to where they're, like you said, they're getting everybody used to it.
Mm-hmm.
They know that society now has gotten to a point to where, okay, now we can go a step further and introduce this out where more people can see it. But we're not going to completely unveil just yet what it is, because while we know that we can introduce it, they're not ready for us to fully blown tell them, you're under control.
I feel like you didn't believe this whole thing when you said this one. I feel like you thought this was going to go a different route, but I
thought we were going to talk about how awesome it is to I can walk out my house and go bowling, go on a date down the street on a bike, and then I can live clean and I can run around my block 2 or 3 miles and be healthy.
So you could eat at their cafeteria where they're serving you the government cheese.
No, it's regular barbecue joint right here. Have y'all been to a live play area? This thing's so awesome. Bowling, movies, everything right there.
Look at you
within
playing
20
right
years.
into
What
it.
do you mean? This is
Communism's awesome.
it can be.
I mean,
See?
It can
This
be.
goes back to a completely different conversation we had like a month ago, where I said And y'all both disagreed with me when I said this, and now you're agreeing.
Well, what did I disagree with you with? Hold on, let's go back.
I said if they could go around and they could tell people, give them ideas of why communism is a good idea. It could be so much. It would
what was
be
the context of our conversation?
Yeah, it would be good. I said they could convert. I said 60%. They could convince 60% of the population.
Okay, I remember. And I said that number's too high.
Communism is a good thing. If they were to structure it and word it in a certain way, they could convince 60% of the people.
Sure.
You agree now.
No,
They would not convince me.
He agrees now that now we have
I think I said
live, work, play.
Wait, no. see, now you're talking my language. If you change, what I'm saying, 60% is hard. Okay, I would argue the number, and it's no way I can't remember what I said, but I remember the conversation vaguely. I would say this is to me is I have to drive. If we all live in the same live, work, and play, I wouldn't have to drive an hour to get here.
But this is socialism, Trey.
What's wrong? I don't see nothing bad with socialism if done correctly.
So then go to China.
They're doing it right, actually. And I would. Honestly, hey, Mandarin is high on my list of things to learn. I'll be speaking it anyway. So I might as well go ahead and
Before
jump
too
the gun.
long. May as well.
Isn't that Marxism, socialism?
Marxism is more socialist. Communism is like a play. That's what people don't understand. First of all, China is not a 100% socialism. And they're doing stuff like this, and you're right. They're doing stuff like the 15-minute city, and they are controlling people in the environment. It is a way to control. I can't not argue. But the way we're doing it, America's doing it, it's straight up for capitalism to ball out. Because if I can build these apartments and own these restaurants, now I'm making buku's money. So I don't see America doing it in the guise like China is doing it to control people.
But what I'm trying to say is that they're using those kind of places to get people used to it using predictive programming, because as those apartment complexes get one day, let's say they get taken by daddy government. Now,
You can't even say that anymore.
Well,
it's not going to be daddy government. It's going to be daddy billionaire that day.
well, whatever. You know what I'm going with, though.
Okay.
So, but as that, if it gets taken, and then all of a sudden they're saying, okay, Trey, you're going to go down there and work at the, you're going to go down there and flip burgers at the Wing and WNB. Okay.
Okay.
That's your job.
Okay. And all my bills paid?
I mean, we're going to give you $10.
I don't give a flip about the money. Is everything else I do
but
pay
you're not
for?
going to have any extras.
Is
and
that
your
what
thermostats,
this 15-minute city thing is?
It's not. That's
and the thermostat's going to
ideally-
be set to 78.
I can rock on naked. Let it slide.
My thermostat's 78.
Your thermostat's going to be set to 78.
Ugh.
Just no clothes,
Um,
bro. Adam and Eve style.
And your curfew's at 9.
We have
Oh.
a curfew.
Do I get
Wow.
to play the video game once I get announced?
Do they have curfews at these
Lights off
places?
at 10.
Oh, now you're going too far. Now you're going
I don't
too
think
far.
I'm going too far, because that, I mean,
Is
they're
that what
going
they
to.
do? For real?
So
'Cause
China
this is how I don't understand. I don't know how these.
China is doing it
These
right.
cities
Now, have
work.
you ever seen? Okay. Let me help you. You ever seen a Black Mirror episode where, based off your popularity, you get reviews from people? So you
Yeah.
bump into people, they review you, and you base if you're popular or not. You can buy stuff. That your popularity shows how rich you are, right? China's doing. I saw a news article or news report that China is doing something like that in some cities, testing it out.
Yeah. I know. Like, I'm not trying to cut you
Yeah.
off. I know how China works. Like, as far as that structure goes, but I'm saying the 15-minute cities that you guys are talking
He
about.
is saying they will be like that, but harder.
Well, they will eventually. I'm saying, like, right now, are they saying, "Oh, you have a curfew"? Oh.
No. I don't know what China. I don't know what China does, but I don't think they do have a curfew in China per se. I don't know for sure.
I think that China does actually have a
I
curfew.
think they do in certain areas. I think
it may
they
be
do.
certain areas, but I don't like Shanghai. Don't I know Hong Kong doesn't? What's the Beijing? They can't operate because there's city states of much, which is they're allowed to have capitalism. If capitalism dies at a certain time, you're not producing money anymore.
Yeah.
So you want. And I said I think I got.
But the 15-minute city is not based off of China.
No,
okay,
it's not.
this is in my mind. The 15-minute city is based off of the New World Order.
And the New World Order is very much.
Here's my issue with that thing.
This is what I was going to say a few minutes ago. As when you were talking about China's doing it, China's actually doing it right.
Yeah.
And America, the way they're doing it is this way. That's where the whole mind. You might beep this out. That's where the whole comes from.
That was perfect.
Is they work together anyway. The reason America doesn't do it the exact same way China does it, they're not supposed to do it the exact same way China does it.
My issue with the 15-minute cities.
Eventually they will.
No, it can't.
Eventually they will.
And when I say it can't,
Shouldn't.
Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis that shouldn't.
Why do you think you have, if you look at the countries and you say these are the big countries that really run the world, all these other countries are the smaller countries, they're poorer, they don't do as much. There's a reason behind
Just
it.
so that people know, we tried to have a political conversation off air so we didn't have to have it on air.
It's not political. It's not political right
This
now.
is the New World
I mean,
Order.
it's New World
Yeah.
Order. I mean, you know.
We're talking about
When you talk about the New World Order, you can't not talk about the New World Order and not talk about one world government, one world currency, one world everything.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to y'all without being political. Is for America's version of this, it won't be government. I still see the government as a good thing if ran correctly. I tell people this all the time. Y'all know how I feel about our government. I think our government is essential because we have too many bad actors. So our government has done a great job, a very good, decent job at regulating high-level bad actors. And when I say that, there is stuff that we don't know about that the government has kept us safe. Now, watch this. In that same manner, there's some stuff that red dyes, yellow dyes, and stuff in the food they can get out. It's not perfect, right? I give you another example of this. Generally speaking, police officers and police force are good, but there are bad actors.
Yep.
So I look at it and say 15-minute cities would never be controlled by the government. They would be for sale because our capitalism mindset is out of control. And now what we're seeing, without getting too political, is let's get rid of the government so that corporations or your Jeff Bezos, your Elon Tuskys, your Mark Eckenbergs, that they can, I'm saying all their names wrong on purpose, people. If
Thanks for clarifying.
just in case people are like, he doesn't know names.
Like, what is wrong with this guy?
Right.
For the longest time, I thought you really thought Jeff.
No, it's just Bezos. But I like he's busy.
I
Bro,
know.
He just
I
started.
know, but just for the
Did you see the new
longest
commercial?
time.
Like,
I mean, did you see what he did with Katy Perry? Golly.
I'm not. That's a whole nother. Now we should have talked about
You
that.
know what
in
I
that
think
Daisy.
15-minute cities are eventually going to turn into?
What?
They're eventually, because they're going to be designed this way, and it's going to piss a lot of people off, I'm sure, but they're going to turn into areas just like in a lot of other cities. There's certain areas you don't want to go to because they're more dangerous.
See, I think the opposite. I think when you put money into it, capitalism, they're going to be the only places that have the jobs. So think about it.
If they design it that way, then yes. If they design it where it's like, okay, only certain people can, only a certain net worth people can afford to live here, sure.
Tell me this. Right now, as it stands, what stops a billionaire or corporation with power to do anything? What's the only thing can get in their way?
The people.
Nope. Wrong. The government. Watch this. In theory, the government.
In theory.
And
Government.
we know that the tide of that is changing because people are getting paid, blah, 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 blah. We know that, right? But what I'm saying is, if you eliminate the government altogether, who's running the 15-minute cities? This is why I tell people all the time, you can't have everything private equity. You can't have everything as a private company. Like public transportation should be, to me, the fact that MARTA is not owned by Georgia or Atlanta is stupid to me. It should be owned by the state, and the state should be running it honestly, from Brunswick to Toccoa Highway to school. We should have a train system, a complex transit system that if people wanted to get on the train, they could, and the state benefits from it. I think the government should control that. It should not be owned by private equity because whenever it's my best interest to raise prices, I'm going to do it, right? So that's why I'm saying like these 15-minute cities can't be long-term successful because, or maybe they can, because as soon as we're just gonna, I see it like post World War II Germany. We're not making money, so Trey Birch, who's got this huge company and I bought this 15-minute city in this region. I got 1 million people living in my 15-minute city and I need more money. So now all today, everything's up. And I can say that because I have the control of it. And it goes back to my pockets. Just because I feel like I need more money. It's nothing those people can do in those 15-minute cities because they're controlled by, not the government, by corporations. Or biggest one who can buy it. That's capitalism. What's to stop me if I own everybody? So I put the mayor in place. I put the city council in place. I say, y'all want to stay paid and have these luxury jobs and live in these houses? Same thing we see in Haiti, right? Remember in Haiti, they was getting all the back money. It's not a 15-minute city because we know what it's going, but they was getting so much. They call it Chicago back in the mafia days. Everybody was corrupt. They said because everybody was paid off. That's what we get. A 15-minute city is except with more power and control because if my city gets out of control, I can kill you and take you away, and nobody would know. Because watch this, a 15-minute private city also has probably a nice prison system, which we also making money. So that's how I see it. I don't think it'd be government ran. I think that's why you can't compare it to China.
I think eventually they will be, though.
The government won't exist. You don't need the government anymore.
You need
the
your
government's not
one-world
going to
government.
allow that to happen to where you're not going to need them anymore.
They control the government.
No, the system is designed to where everybody has to rely on the government. They've built it to where they say, "You need us. You need us. You can't live without us."
I heard the story of Troy, right?
Story of who?
Troy.
What story?
Story of Troy. The story of Troy. The fake Trojan horse.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the government is going to be.
Listen.
The government is, this is the government.
Listen.
I'm going to give y'all billions of dollars. Just shut up and I'm running it. But that's the Illuminati and all the little fake.
I've had this conversation with somebody else before to where they say, if we the people, if we would uprise and overthrow the government, we could do it.
I mean,
we could. In theory, we could.
In theory,
Yeah,
we could.
absolutely. In theory.
In theory, we could. But this is why it's built this way. This is why the system is built this way. They can say, okay, you don't need us. Let's just say hypothetically we do bow out. We let y'all have it. Y'all run it. At that point, what are you going to do when another country attacks? Because if you don't need us, our military's not protecting you. That's the government military.
we did the same thing we did in the American Revolution War. Now, granted, missiles and stuff have been developed. But what I'm saying, I always tell people this. In the grand scheme of things, I'm not saying do away with all things government, but what I am saying, the danger that I'm seeing is not necessarily the government is bad. I think the government is good. I think that the government has been inundated with too much capitalism. I think the government has been inundated with too many people with not high morality stand for or nationalism or patriotism.
Here's where the government's
Ever.
gone wrong, and that's buy-offs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's where the government's gone wrong, is that we allow people to trade stocks, we allow people to take money from foreign funds, we allow people to stay in office for as long as they want, we allow all these things for them to line their pockets, and somehow they go in living in a modest house, driving a modest car, and coming out multi-millionaires. And not just them, their entire family.
The issue is
That is the absolute where our government has gone wrong.
that's one of the places. I was going to say
It all leads back to dollars.
yeah, it all leads back to dollars, and it all leads back to everybody giving them full control and all this power to make all these rules and keeping you in line.
But what do you think the 15-minute city does, Trey?
No, y'all are saying what I'm saying.
Right. But what I'm saying
I don't
is
hear where
how
I'm
do you,
saying what you're saying.
How do you think that the 15-minute city isn't going to be government run? Because that's exactly what I'm coming back to.
You just said it. Who's paying the government? That's what I'm saying. The billionaires are paying them. I don't give a flip. They call themselves the government. But if you're a private investor in my company, you technically control me. How? If you're backing me financially, and
Your decision matters. Yeah. Your opinion
if
matters.
you come to me, if I know that, prime thing with the grants and stuff, this program doesn't exist. These research and development for these big old universities who got all this money making all this football, they get butthurt because why? The government just pulled their grant money for this research. So who was paying for the research? Essentially, the government. Technically, the taxpayers, because that's who would benefit in the long run, but the government was paying for it, right? So the government, and I kid you not, it's happened. I'm not saying the government, once again, the government doesn't do everything, right? The government would say, these are the results you got? Yeah, we don't like these. We're not paying for these. Okay, we'll go back and do it again.
Try again, yeah, so I can make you happy.
And watch this. Because they're controlling. All I'm saying is same thing y'all saying. They're calling it the government. I would say they're doing it now. Anytime that you have a president, and it's not to get too political, and in the front row are is the 3, 4, 5 people that's there it counts for like one like I think there was like 3/3 of the world's wealth or some crazy high number like that. Anytime they're sitting there like nodding, then you know who's running it.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who can say, and that's why you allow one of them to take a chainsaw to the freaking government. Because why? I want all these companies that's investigating me and hurting my money to stop. So can I have access? Yeah. Not American. Don't have a purpose. Never did anything political. All of a sudden,
Jesus gave everybody a purpose.
They've been doing that forever, though.
No, but not like this, though.
But they've been doing that forever. The rich, the people with money, they have always had a hand in it.
Not true.
Man has been obsessed with gold since.
But that's not true.
Forever.
It's not. Watch this. I was studying and reading because, I'm really concerned about the direction of America long term. Like, something is bothering me about this country, and it's because I love it so much. Until Ronald Reagan, you know how much the rich used to get taxed prior to him? It blew my. I said, no way. 90% they used to get taxed.
Oh wow.
Watch this. It makes sense when you see it. The distributor before Ronald Reagan. You have some other presidents, but one of the greatest ones, they call it the Camelot years. Was under who? Anybody know this historically? Who do they call the Camelot years? He didn't have a long presidency.
Camela.
Not Camelot. Camelot. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? Camelot.
It felt like it just tracked.
No,
I don't know.
Didn't.
It felt like it
She
tracked.
wasn't a president. Camelot years.
No, I don't know who.
You?
No.
JFK.
Oh wow.
All of us, we were seeing a surplus. A freaking surplus. Bill Clinton comes. A surplus. Why? They don't do trickle down economics doesn't work. When you tax the people appropriately, now granted, everybody hurts the same. That's a little bit of socialism. When that happens, the money that we bring in gets divided the right way. Right now, what we're seeing is only a few people are making too much money. I'm talking about it is impossible for anybody in this room to get on the same level unless we watch this. Even if we created something to compete with Amazon and it was just as successful, you know what Jeff's going to do to us? You know? 2 things.
He's going to make the same thing and sell it for cheaper.
There we go. And or the other option if he can't is what?
Put us out.
There we go. That's control. And he's not going to get punished for it. There will be no investigation because he's going to pay off the police. That's how I'm saying how they control government. So then, to your point, is, yeah, they've been doing it, but it hasn't America has not always been this overreachingly greedy.
No, I will agree with you on that. America has not always been this deep in it to where they are now. But speaking, the rich people have always controlled everything. That's what I meant by that. The rich people have always
since the
controlled
70s.
Since way back when.
No.
The Egyptians were obsessed with gold.
Yeah, but they didn't control everything.
The United Kingdom, the kings and the queens that over in England and everywhere, they controlled everything.
See, you're talking to a person who likes war and history. England was effing England up. When I say France was fighting England every second, because
they had too many kings.
Yeah, the kings was like, are you getting money? I'm getting money. You getting territory? So it was always this balance of like, my people about to get your people. And then one thing I like about that time period is if the king was saying we fighting, we're fighting. He was going out too, and you'll lose a king in battle.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's the way it should be.
And it balance. Watch this. As soon as you lose that king, we're taking your stuff.
But you lost me when you started quoting Bill Clinton because you can't throw somebody out there that goes to Bohemian Grove and into all the things he's into.
Hey, that doesn't mean anything. That has nothing to do with.
We're talking about the New World Order. Bill Clinton's in there.
But see, what I'm saying though to you is the discretions and weird stuff aside for a second. And we're talking strictly about the funds and the cities. Who controls what? I would beg the difference. Say in the 60s and 70s, early, the people really did have more say so. How do we know? How do I know this? Martin Luther King was not violent. He was just marching, and they got tired of it and say, "What do you want?"
Well, sure. Back then, people did have more say so. But over these years, it's been stripped away slowly
Why?
and slowly and slowly because
Why?
they want to control people more.
Who they?
They have been dumbing people down. I've been saying this forever. They've been dumbing people down for centuries, for
Who-
generations.
who is
Every
they?
generation.
Who's they?
The New World Order, the government.
It's not the
I'll
government.
say what
The
happened.
New World
Not the
Order.
We started getting
It's the
dumbed
New World
down
Order.
when they built the pyramids and we started beaming up all the
Oh,
Earth's energy.
God, don't start
So,
this. You don't
just
believe in
throwing it out
pyramids,
there, so.
remember they're not real.
Hey, Rockefeller said this. Once again, it wasn't the government. It was Rockefeller who said this. He said we should have a standardized educational system.
Yeah, we got to train the kids to work a 8-hour day in a factory. That's how they
Was that the government or was it a billionaire?
That's how the education
That's who
system.
the New World
That's how
Order
the
is,
education
Trey.
system
Not the
was
government.
created.
No, the New World Order is the billionaires that control the government, that pulls the puppet strings.
outside of Donnie, because Donnie claims to be a billionaire. You tell me, who is the government? Traditionally speaking, it's common working folks. It should be.
It should be.
It should be. Okay,
It
wait.
should be.
Let's hold me. Why do we have us in this room have an issue with Congress? Because they don't have no term limits. You just named them. They can trade stocks. Okay, who controls the stocks? Billionaires.
Yeah.
That means a billionaire can get on X and say, "Oh man, it's going to be a bad day," and shift the entire market
The
for that
whole
day.
market. Yep.
That
One statement.
even the government be like, "Oh snap, we need to."
We got to
So-
stop trading.
So this is my issue. My issue with the 15-minute city is not that the government. To me, the government is so fragile. It's the money.
I have a sidebar question.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of dealt with this a couple weeks ago, and we haven't had a podcast since then, obviously. Do you think the government should be allowed to stop trading because it's tanking so bad? Like, do you think the government should be able to say we're closing the stock market so that they can stop the hemorrhaging because the stock market is tanking so bad?
No,
What do you think?
no, absolutely not.
I'm torn on that.
You're torn on that.
Why?
Why are you torn?
I'm torn on that because if they were going to do it for the right reasons for everybody else like us, because we were going to lose money, ooh, we're going to help you. You're losing too much money. You can't trade. Then sure, but they're doing it.
They're doing it for themselves.
They're doing it for themselves.
Right. They're not doing it for anybody else.
No,
The government should not be able to stop trading.
no.
That boggled my mind.
Well, the government shouldn't be allowed to do a lot of things that they
Right.
do.
Anyways, that was just sidebar.
No.
So-
It fits. It fits the conversation.
Bringing
but go
bringing
ahead.
it back to 15-minute cities. So you said you're a big proponent for the 15-minute city.
I am. Yes, if done correctly. Because what? Okay, and hear me out. What you just said earlier about what we talking about, the COVID. We was talking about off camera. This.
Yeah.
The COVID, right? Nobody talks to each other. We're all spread out. We don't really bond. You don't think in a 15-minute city, I'm going to see the same folks. I'm going to see the same community. I'm going to rebuild. We're rebuilding. If done, hear me out.
Cap.
If done correctly, and I'm saying, and this is utopia vision, Trey. If done correctly, you build your own community within this city because everything is right there.
I've tried
That-
really hard not to do this, Trey, but
You are fake news.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
I'm listening to you.
Thank you.
I am listening to you.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm listening to you, and I hear your dream and your hope for it. I get it. You're optimistic about it. I get that. The issue is yes, you are right. There's going to be several 15-minute cities that are good. They're going to work out. They're going to pan out great.
no,
But
but
because-
if we're
hold on.
just focused on the one thing he's talking about, which is that if you have the 15-minute city, that people are going to come together as a community. That it's not going to happen.
Okay,
Here's
not
the
gonna
deal.
happen.
Hold on.
I'm listening. I'm gonna listen.
Because you said the billionaires control everything. So really, the billionaires. Hold on. Are the billionaires building these 15-minute cities? Are they funding the money for these?
Once
Because
again,
if so,
I'm taking them out right now. I'm saying in the perfect circumstance,
well, that's not going to happen.
and that's why I said
There's
it's
no such
utopia.
thing. There's no such
Hear
thing.
me out, though. Hear me out. We had 15-minute cities before we had cities. They're called tribes.
Fair.
That's
That's
true
what
story.
I, so that's
True
what
story.
I'm,
That's fair.
So,
That's fair.
that's
That's
what I'm
true
saying.
story.
Is
That's fair.
We've had it.
That's
This
fair.
is not nothing new. You can have the same thing. You just got to take the wickedness out of it, and
but
we
I'm,
can all
but I'm
can
saying
agree.
with our current our current
It won't-
situation, it will never work. Like,
It
you're not
won't
going to
look-
create a community. You're just going to create a bunch of people with their AirPods in,
Not
and they're
only
not going to
that,
be talking to anybody.
not only that, what I was going to say is you're going to have some of those cities or some of those 15-minute cities that are good. They're going to be good places. You're going to have a lot of those to where those people with money are going to fund it to get it built up because you're going to say, I need this place right here to sell the crap out of
Yogurts.
yeah, yogurts.
Yeah. Well, okay, I got a question for y'all. You don't think there would be, because not all billionaires are bad people, but you don't think there'll be some health nut that says we need a 15-minute city to focus on unplugging, community, vibing. Now, here's the crazy part. We talked about this. We had some of them cults we talked about did the same thing. Here's the issue.
Hey, I walked away from that episode thinking it's not that bad.
And 'cause
Some of them, you know.
if you can keep the strange sex orgies out of it and stick to the main principles, you kind of get what we all in this room long for, which is a compound of. We're all talking about pretty much owning a compound. Why? To build our own community. Watch this, in the right form. Matter of fact, you can buy one of these rinky-dink old country hick towns, and they'll tell you it comes with your own municipal government, which means you can establish the rule of law, select your sheriff, select your mayor when you buy the city. You can create, subsequently, a 15-minute city with your imprint. And watch this, it will look like you. The problem, and I agree with y'all on this, I don't call it the government because I feel like the government is controlled by billionaires, is the proxies to be won't be honest. So like you said, now you get a 15-minute city or Jeremy said, well, Trey left work 15 minutes early, so I'm gonna turn off his debit card to make sure he goes home. Matter of fact, when he goes home, he need to go to bed by 6 o'clock. And then so now I get home and all of my lights don't work and my electricity
You're
don't work.
going to sleep with no AC.
Right. Or and then like the TV comes on and say you're in trouble with the whatever.
Let me tell you
Go
something.
to bed.
If they told me in a 15-minute city I couldn't have my thermostat set to what I want, it's the same thing with the Amish. I would love to be Amish if I could have air conditioning. I would, I might be behind this 15-minute city if it was actually built around community and everything else, as long as I can control my air conditioner. But if there's an opportunity for them to control my air conditioner, I'm not doing it.
I'm
Not
just saying,
doing it.
You're going to have 15-minute cities.
I don't even care about food anymore.
Oh.
You're
But
going to have
don't
some.
take my air conditioner.
I'm just saying, you're going to have some 15-minute cities that people are not going to want to go near. Those are going to be, some of them are going to be kind of like,
Hoods?
yeah, you're not going to want to go over there
I
because they're just going to be slinging damn fentanyl out of that damn place, man. I'm telling you.
See, my
You're going to have
idea
people walking around looking like
zombies.
like,
Okay, watch this. What?
Not if it's government run. Well, maybe if it is government run.
No. See, once again, it won't be. If it's backed by billionaires, to your point, it may be incentivized for certain cities to look like Las Vegas. For real. Why? Because in this 15-minute city, all the evil that you want to participate in is right here. And watch this, it's allowed here. So this 15-minute city is Utopia Health. That one is hustle and bustle stock market. You may have a 15-minute stock market city. For those, watch this. Why? Because you want those people who are like-minded. You may find communities that think like you.
Look,
That's
I want
it.
a 15-minute city called the real Sin City.
I want to wrap
Go
up.
there.
I want to wrap up
Do.
15-minute city, okay?
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
have one more question about 15-minute city. Okay, so if you're making 15-minute cities in Tratopia here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you or not even in Tratopia, just in your own vision of what this looks like? Do you see the 15-minute city like, okay, I chose this city because I was able to. I'm able to choose which city I go to. Are you able to go visit other cities? And if you are, what if you decide you want to move to that? You're like, that city's
get permission.
way better over there.
Oh, my gosh.
Permission from who?
The city.
It's
city.
a city.
So you have...
Jeremy.
This is non-government run?
Jeremy, let's be honest.
Well, who's in charge then if the government's not
The
controlling
billionaire
it?
is going to be in charge.
So,
the
so who do I
government,
ask?
the government that
I'm so mad now.
Do I
Okay,
write
so this is
Donnie
a
a
not-
letter saying, hey, Donnie,
Yeah.
can I move?
no, you probably have to go between the government and protest and ask, can you live in the city?
I'm so confused. Does the government exist or do they not
Ridiculous.
exist?
This is ridiculous.
I told you already. It's a Trojan horse. It exists with a proxy behind it.
So basically, you have to have
That's
a passport.
what it does now.
And that's why I keep saying stop calling it the government and just jump
So
to the source.
So
You would
just
have
call
to
it
have-
New World Order.
No, just call it
all
the
the time.
billionaires. It's not there yet. It's
You
the
would have to have a
billionaires.
passport to visit another city, basically.
No, you have to get a relocation port.
No, I'm saying just a visit.
No, the visit. You can
Hold
go
on.
visit.
Do you have to have a passport?
Huh?
Do you have to have a passport?
No, like, it's all in America. No,
So
Yeah.
are you saying the New World Order doesn't exist?
I'm saying the conglomerate that will be the new or New World Order is forming. But I think this is what I think about the New World Order. They're too selfish to say, let's unite holistically without me having my. They're too prideful. They're all alpha people. So you think I'm gonna be on a panel and I'm just gonna listen to Elon Musk? I'm not even on his level. And I'm like, man, I was slapped out of him. Because watch this. I'm an alpha. You know what I mean? I'm an alpha male. So I'm like, and these dudes are like, they're some of the best at whatever it is they do. And when it comes in, I guarantee nobody in Amazon is talking to Jeff Bezos out of pocket. You know, Bezos out of pocket. They're gonna be like, yeah, even if they are another alpha male, because like he's still the top wolf in this group, I can still lose my job type situation, right? If he controls his city, and what I'm saying is, if let's say I lived in Mark Zuckerberg's software city, Meta, it's mostly virtual, like Ready Up One, right? And I'm like, man, I'm tired of living virtual. I want to go live in health utopia. Well, okay, that's a community, that's a tribe, right? That's a city, and they have set standards and they have set people they can. In this city, you're being watched and controlled. I'm not knocking. This is how I say it has to work. Now, if I go there, I can probably upset the apple cart. So I have to get permission to live there because they got to make sure that I fit the standard of that city.
I was wanting to wrap this up, but now I have more questions.
That's true. We have time. Like we can do. I have these saved. We can talk about the other ones later.
If you get kicked out of one of these cities, where do you go?
Oh man, you're a no man. Good luck.
Like, do you have to go beg other cities
Watch
to
this.
let you in?
To Dustin's point,
I'm asking this: are these the only thing that exist anymore? Or
Yes.
in this world,
Yes.
can you only live in 15-minute cities?
What's that movie? What's the show? It's a movie. It's a crazy movie. About the in world. Oh man, Mad Max.
Mm-hmm.
If you get kicked out the 50-minute sentence, you're Mad Maxing it.
So you can just go around and terrorize?
No, they'll probably put you down, but nevertheless, you'll have your own version of a poor 15-minute city out there just surviving.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, it makes sense. What I'm saying, like,
And
think
this
about,
is Traytopia we're talking about.
No,
Mad Max.
I
this
don't
is
back it anymore.
it is it's New World. What's this? It's
I don't
New
back
World
it anymore.
Order-ish. This is what I see it happening. Inside the city, you're good.
You almost had me.
So
Almost. And now
when you were talking
I don't know.
about like Jeff Bezos and stuff, Jeff Bezos, he is a billionaire. He has a lot of money, but he is not pulling strings in the New World Order. He's not. Bro, I'm telling you.
Who is then? For you.
I can't. I don't know who they are, but he's
Why-
a pawn though. He's not in charge of anything.
How so, Sway?
He's being used.
By who?
They're using his money.
They who?
The people in charge.
And what if he is? What you say you don't know, but you gonna say he's not one of them? You
Because I don't know who they are. I
So
don't
he
know
could-
them
so-
personally.
Theoretically, he could be one.
He's not a leader. No, I know for a fact he's not a leader.
Dustin, how do you know for a fact?
Because
he's not
I
a
can
leader?
see, Trey. Because I can see, but I can't see like facial features. All I can see is silhouettes and black figures.
Can I tell you something about black community? I'm gonna educate y'all on this. Maybe this might be a white community thing too. I don't know. I'm not white. I can only tell you. Who are you most scared of? The dog that barks or the dog that's quiet?
The dog that's quiet.
Why, Jeremy?
Because that's the one that's thinking.
So what point are you trying to make to me right now?
I'm not scared of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm scared of? Weird ass, excuse my language. Weird Mark Zuckerberg, who always
That guy's a lizard. So.
who always
looks-
blinking weird.
He looks different now. Did you notice that?
He does. He's always blinking weird.
He looks more normal now than he
And
did.
when do you ever hear from Jeff Bezos? Nothing. You don't ever. Him and other. I'll be looking at the list of billionaires. You don't hear anything from them suckers.
I will say, like you're on the ballpark there of you're on the track of he's powerful. Yeah,
But he doesn't
powerful.
say anything. You never. Amazon.
I think Jeff Bezos is more of a very close advisor.
Watch this. They got rid of their DI stuff too. Didn't hear about it. The media didn't even say nothing about them.
Nope.
I know they did. Everybody else, the people who are less powerful, got reported on. They did. Amazon quietly removed theirs, and people knew they did it. It's Amazon. Anything they do is big, and nobody said a word. Why? It's power. I want you to report on it.
Not only that, but people are never going to stop spending money on Amazon. You can say
It's too convenient.
You could literally take Target away. You can take all these other places away. You cannot replace
The convenience of
Amazon.
I'll give you another one.
You want
It's
to know something
unreplaceable.
funny?
Go ahead.
Jeff Bezos has more power than Donald Trump.
I'm about to leave.
Why?
Go home. Go home. That's what I've been saying to y'all.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm crashing out as a young kid. I'm crashing out.
I'm agreeing with you. Calm down.
No, that's the whole point of the conversation that we having. That's what I keep saying is
Everybody's more powerful.
Congress is a joke. The Supreme Court now, to me, I didn't thought there was a little bit more morality. Joke. Find out they stuffing stuff. We already know the executive branch is trash. So now it's only billionaires versus the people, and the people aren't regulating the billionaires. The government are not regulating the billionaires. You know who they're regulating? The people. People like myself lose their job. People like many of like Jeremy them. Oh, now you got to go do something extra so that Amanda can do this, and now you gotta get a big rod this long, man. You see what I'm saying? This is the government looks at them and say, do what you got to do. We're okay. And the government looks like us, like, we're the big brother. You're going to get in line. Well, who's telling them what to do? The people who they look at and say, okay, for instance, nobody likes the IRS. I do like when they cut me my check, but nobody likes them. They tax
They're
them.
not cutting you a check, Trey. That was your money to
I
begin
get that,
with.
but I just like my check back. Watch this. I get it. Listen to what I'm saying, though. Nobody likes them. We complain. Everybody complains about the IRS. Did they start gutting the IRS for us? Absolutely not. I give you a better one. I give you another one. Nobody really, really likes, to be honest, anything with the FBI. Did they told us? Did they say they're gonna stop investigations on regular citizens in the NSA? They said, listen, nope. You know what they said? Yeah, any investigation on them, and they start listening to them, we're gonna drop. It's not for us.
Yeah.
So it's showing you, and they used to hide this stuff, and that's why we get
That's what I've been
conspiracy.
saying. I've been saying that to y'all for the longest time. Is that they give you bits and pieces of truth here and there.
No. That's back in the day.
These bits and pieces.
That's
here.
back in the day. They it's in our face.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it off camera. I'm not gonna say it because we got people from the church that listen. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, but what I will say is now it's just in your face. All right. I appreciate the time when we had to. Man, do y'all think they're doing this? Man, it really does. And we're pulling all our facts and we're all diving deep. We don't even have nothing to research because you read the headlines on the news and like, they did what? It's like, right? Like, hey, you either you believe it or you don't. And then you hear, that's just fake news. Come on, bro. I'm not dumb. You know what I mean? And or my personal favorite now about, even if we're looking at 15-minute cities, Jeremy says they hiding it, live, play, work. They're not hiding it. You just said it.
I didn't say they're hiding it. They're getting the predictive programming to get us used to it.
They already have. You said it already. All you have to do, and I think we talked about this before, is make our lives okay. In my Revelation class, End Times, I said the mark of the beast is not going to come. Put this on your forehead. Just get the stamp on your hand. Like, we grew up with a stamp. We didn't have the technology to even think about it. It's going to be, get this chip in your hand. Oh, no. It's going to be something like, yeah, we recognize that the chip is a little problematic, New World Order. Let's not do a chip because a lot of Christians won't get down with that. How about we do something even simple? Let's put something on their phone where they have to eye, hand, and this, and anywhere they go, if they don't have the phone, because they're doing it now with the wallet, they can't get it. Matter of fact, we're going to do away, and that kind of goes to the other topic of digital control currency that we can hit on a little bit. Let's just tell people eventually we'll work this out. They get used to not carrying a wallet first and make life so easy for them that we can say, hey, you got to get the chip now. Don't worry. It's nothing demonic. It's just so that we can make sure that your money doesn't get stolen.
Well, I mean, digital currency.
I give you,
Step one, new world order.
so I says, you're telling me now
new world order.
Christians are like, nah, what is this? But if I say, hey, it's not nothing demonic, it's just to make your life easier. And
You
then
can even tithe with it.
yeah. Oh, Jeremy, you just went over to church.
Yep.
You talking about all I gotta do is beep beep.
Yep.
Beep beep.
Pass the little card reader.
Watch this. Watch this. In here, we have your passport, your license,
Mhm.
your whatever. You mean I don't have to keep up with none of this stuff? Oh man. Watch this. It's so secure that somebody have to cut my hand off to get it? You mean I can go here and have my credit score checked just by doing this? You mean I could go to the grocery store and just grab stuff and it'll tell me, hey, you like maybe I could do this and it can show me my bank account where only I can see it, or watch it pops on my eye. This is how much money I got in my bank. You telling me my life can get? You don't think people? I don't care how Christian you are, but like, I give you a prime example. We do it now. Got an iPhone? Got a Samsung? What do we get a new iPhone? What are we doing? What is one of the first thing you got to do?
Set up the wallet.
Set up the wallet and scan your face.
Yep.
Convenience. Why? I can't remember the password. Oh my God, it's so much trouble to put the
Fingerprint.
It started with the finger. They eased us into it. Fingerprint, and it was like face. Just unlock it. Look how cool this is. And we said, okay, scan me. I'm just trying to say, all I'm saying is, I do see the danger of the 15-minute cities, but it's not new. We're still tribal people. The issue is, I think it can work if you take out the evilness of the people who run this country now.
So could AI.
It may be, hey, you know what? It may be AI
Whoa.
controls cities too. You just put something whole new.
5 years. 5 years, AI will take over anyway.
Bro, that's evil.
5
What was
years.
that movie with Shia LaBeouf? iRobot? The AI took over the city?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
What I was trying to say is AI could work if you take out all the
No.
BS.
Atron.
Speaking of robots, Trey, what was the other one?
Oh, we could skip down to this one then. It says this: robot population replacement. In this conspiracy theory, it asserts that advanced humanoid robots are already living amongst us undetected. They share videos of individuals displaying robot behavior or glitches, suggesting that certain public figures are sophisticated androids. Reports also circulate about secret robot manufacturing facility in remote locations.
Oh my gosh,
McConnell. That's it right there.
oh my gosh, you're a fembot.
He's just old, bro. Now this is concerning to me. Y'all ever seen it? Y'all hear about all these data centers are popping up? Especially Georgia. Georgia is selling a lot of their land to data centers.
Oh yeah.
What do we need that many data centers for?
And did you hear how many nuclear plants they're saying that are going to have to run these data centers?
No.
They're estimating the size of the data centers with all the AI and everything that they're going to have to pump into it. They're estimating 1 to 3 nuclear plants to run each data center.
Wait, what?
Yep.
A nuclear plant? They can't just live off. They can't go off solar power
Not enough power.
from the sun?
Not enough power.
Not enough power from the sun.
They're going
You
to
know
have
what
to
that
go
makes me
nuclear.
think of, though, with all these nuclear plants you're talking about? Chernobyl. I mean, that's just the first thing that pops up into my mind is Chernobyl.
But it can't be good for us environmentally.
Well, no. That's why I'm saying
Who
Chernobyl.
cares about the environment, Trey? The green is just money. When they talk about going green, they're just trying to sell you stuff.
Money's power.
Teslas are going to save the world, Trey. You didn't know?
Oh, I know that because the owner is trash. So, I know it's not. But I can't even say too much because the electric car I like is definitely not energy efficient at all.
I mean, it still has to get its power from somewhere.
You know, when I hear about the robots, the people disguised or whatever, the robots disguised as people, that makes me think of there's other beings here already that look like humans. There aren't humans. So I think that's been happening for a long time. So it's like they've made these robots and Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's hard to
How does this work?
tell
though?
who's human, who's not human.
Tell me all this. How? Because when I hear stuff like this, I'm not a believer. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. I don't believe in robot people. Because if I fall in love and I'm about to get my smack on, and I find out it's what kind of is it like the Megan robots? Flesh, but I mean, it can't have everything. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, this is metal down here.
I'm
You know
just
what I mean?
thankful I'm
You
not in the
seen-
dating world.
You
Could
seen
you
some
imagine?
of the stuff they've come out with now? I'm just saying.
Could you imagine being on a
I
date
plead
and
the
then
fifth.
finding out you're dating a man? I mean, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
I
almost
ain't
the
even
same
gonna
thing.
lie. I've seen some, and I'm like,
You seen some
prettiest-
what?
that's the prettiest man I've ever seen.
Like some he-she's?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
I don't believe in
plastic
robot
surgery's
people.
come a long way. You'll be like, holy cow, that's the prettiest man I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you don't know that. It's some ones you don't know it's a man at all.
That's what that's what I
Jesus.
mean by that.
Yeah.
Jesus, fix it. That's all I can say.
But if there's robot people, can Jesus fix it? How far does he think this go back? When did robot humans become a thing? What do y'all think? See, this is my problem with some of the theories. Is when did it start?
I think it
I'm gonna have to
started
guesstimate.
experimenting with it in the 80s.
I was gonna say probably the 70s. I think when you look at like the Jetsons, I think that was kind of like an omen. It was a bit of a telling time when that show came out. So I'm gonna say that because I truly think that there probably are robot people among us. I mean, there's already self-driving cars among us.
Easy.
How is robot people not
I mean,
easy too?
I mean, they did clone and de-extinct the, what is it, that wolf?
Yeah.
I mean, do you
dire
not think
wolf.
that there's any clones among us?
Absolutely.
I believe in clones, but I believe in robot people.
But I'm saying, do you think there's one clone among us?
Human clone?
Yes. One, just if there's one. I'm not saying who. I'm not making you say who. I'm just saying, do
I'm
you
definitely
think
not
there's
jumping on that train
one?
with you, but
Do you think there's one?
have you watched the movie They Clone Tyrone yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
The robot people, no.
isn't it the same thing?
No, a clone, you can.
How do you
base-
not believe in cyborgs, Trey?
Okay. And maybe y'all got to help me out here because maybe my mind is a little different. When I think of robot people.
You're thinking about,
Yeah.
A little bit.
Come
A
in
little-
peace,
or
whatever.
Have
I
you
don't
seen, what's the
know.
name? I went to the movie and saw, what's the name of that movie? Companion? I think it was called Companion. And they had like lifelike robots. And in that movie, you can make love to the robot. They call pleasure bots.
They did in that movie with Megan Fox. too.
They did the same thing. They're same. They took. I always thought that they bummed off this movie, but in this particular movie, the plot line was it's a pleasure bot, and you can bring it to bring it around. You can control it with your phone. It could be real, like I say in the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie to me. If you're thinking about this conversation we're having, because you can control it with your phone. You can put the intelligence up and down, and then it accidentally put its intelligence too high, and then it's you got to watch it to see what I'm saying. That being said, if there are robots like that out there, I wouldn't know.
No, you don't know.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
But you could tell
They're
a little bit.
designed for you to not know.
I just somebody would.
I don't feel
to
like you would
gather
know.
information.
But
To gather
But
information.
somebody would see like it's too many cameras for nobody not to.
Well, think about it, Trey. Look at how the times have changed. To where they're like, okay, everybody gotten on now. They know that we're spying on them through the cameras on their phone. They know that we're spying on them through the Alexas. They know we're spying on them through all this stuff, through their smart TVs, through everything, through their cars, through all the stuff in the cars. They don't know that we can just walk amongst them, talk to them in person.
When you say
And-
we, you mean you're a robot?
No.
Oh.
I'm not a robot.
Because like, if you're a robot, it's definitely slipping right
if
now.
if I was a robot, if I was one of their cyborgs, they would have already turned me off.
Wait. Wouldn't this something a robot would say? I'm not one.
Sure.
That's fair.
Sure.
Hmm.
I'm also going to buy all three of us NWO shirts, and we're going to start wearing them.
Maybe you're a rogue.
Weekly.
Maybe you're a rogue robot.
We're going to start wearing them weekly on our show.
I think I'll get you the world will be taken over by robots in 5 years. So AI.
I need the
robots.
Wolfpack version.
You
Don't
want
give me.
the red and black one?
Yeah, I
What
need.
about you, Jeremy? You want the red and black or the white and black?
You know, I'm feeling more like blue. But
They don't
whatever.
have a blue. That'd be the blue world order.
Gotta
That's
do the
fine.
Wolfpack, man.
That's fair.
Y'all not selling me on a
But what
robots.
about the thing that I was saying? There's other beings that disguise themselves as human and walk amongst us. Do you believe in that, or do you think no?
I'm on a 50-50 on that.
Because I know you said you believe in aliens.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on it because I did grow up watching MLB. So that's Men in Black. Oh, MIB. I say MLB. I did watch that growing up too. But Men in Black.
Right.
And in Men in Black, they had the aliens dressed up in human skin. But even in that one, right? The first one, in that first movie, the cockroach took the guy's skin or whatever, and couldn't. I don't see stuff like that. And I just think if they got it down to it so perfect, I mean, we will see it sometimes. I just don't see people. Okay, I take that back. I see people do weird stuff all the time, and I can't tell it. Are they crackheads? Are they being weird?
I saw a man.
Or this is the that?
I saw a man yesterday. Scared the bejesus out of me.
What did he do?
I just way he was looking, and he's like he was trying to bite his own ear. I was like, "What are you doing, man?" I couldn't tell if he was going to walk out in front of me while I was driving.
So you trying to say he was scared? His skin was
Oh, he scared the shit out of me.
His skin was his innocent.
Golly.
Hey, he's like
One of these days, Jeremy's just going to learn to just let it go.
he said that this life form was having trouble with his skin.
I don't know.
He could've
I'm
been
one
on
of those
base.
where I'm like, yes, I do think that there's other creatures, there's other beings, should say beings, that do exist that, yes, may disguise themselves as human or whatever. For what reason, I don't know.
So I mean, you don't think we
But
could
I
take
think-
one of these Elon bots and just throw some skin on it, call it a day?
Yes. I think
And
they
not be
could.
able to tell it's not a robot? No.
Yeah.
No.
I think they could.
I think they could.
If they did it, if they took their time with it in the lab long enough to get the skin
Hold on.
texture correct,
Hold
yes.
on. To your point, what I'm not saying in the future we won't have this.
It already exists.
It already
It's
And
already
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's already walking.
Yeah. We need a button that says you're wrong because just that you are fake news doesn't.
I'm talking
always
about.
work.
Oh wait. I'm not talking about the one in Thailand. They just added to the police force where you can tell that it's a robot. Not like
What about those?
you mean like robot. What's a RoboCop like that? No.
You know what I think they're going to end up doing eventually, like
Terminator.
in years
No.
to come. In years to come, with this whole, we brought back a dire wolf. First of all, it's not a real dire wolf.
They're gonna make one.
It's not a real dire wolf.
They're making one.
No, the genetic makeup is not even equivalent to a dire wolf.
That's what they're experimenting with.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm getting at is eventually in the future, they're doing this and they're bringing these huge creatures like this back, these big beasts back, because they're going to use them. Those are going to be your new police dogs eventually. When you have the new world order.
Why do you need
And-
a police dog when you have a robot?
Well, I'm just saying. Eventually, they're going to use these dire wolves and these other huge creatures that they're going to de-extinct and bring back. They're going to use them for their own selfish reasons.
Just a wild game to hunt and kill.
No, they're going to be their damn.
If I got
police
RoboCop,
dogs.
why do I need?
They're
a
going to be
dog?
their guard dogs. Why wouldn't you?
I have RoboCop.
What would you rather stick on somebody?
A RoboCop.
Hey, shut up and listen to me. You can't afford a Robo dog, okay? And you're not in the New World Order, so you're not going to have
Trey Can't
access.
afford the robot
You're not going to
dog.
have
used
access to it. You're not going to have the access to it anyway. But think about it. If I had, why would I want to sick a German Shepherd on somebody when I can sick a dire wolf on you?
And what I'm saying is, I can stick a RoboCop on you.
Yeah, and maybe they'll get there eventually where they do that too.
A RoboCop can shoot a missile and it comes back and hit you in
Think
the back
about
of your
it. A
head.
dire wolf. Have you ever seen a? Jesus, what's those big dogs, man?
The one that kills lions.
No, I can't think of the name of it. It's scary though.
It's black.
It's huge. It's black.
Cane.
It's
Cane
cane
Corso.
Corso. Cane Corso. We're talking about a dire wolf that would kill a cane Corso. You wouldn't be afraid of a dire wolf?
No.
Yeah, whatever. I bring a dire wolf in here. Get him up on you in that chair. You ain't getting up. You ain't
Jeremy,
moving.
Dogs love me, man.
No, we'll see.
Well, I used to run with wolves. I don't know. I don't believe in robots though.
Well,
Not yet. Not yet.
well,
I don't know, man.
The movies are talking about it. I think it's coming, but we're not getting no Terminator.
I think all that's way, 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 way in the future anyway. If it happens, I think it's just way in the future.
So
I thought you were saying it's already here.
You're saying not here too. You're agreeing with me
What?
that there are no humanoids.
I don't think there's any robots walking around now.
Thank you. That's all. That's like you with me.
There's
Now-
one.
Now,
There's at least one.
now,
No, human version.
now,
There's at least one.
do I think that they could?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
for sure.
Sure. If they, to his point, if they were to take Elon or whoever's robot and they stick it in a lab and they actually take their time on it and they get the skin texture correct with the latex and all that, they figure out how to pump in moisture in the eyes and all this stuff. Sure. I absolutely believe they could do it because I do believe they have the technology to do it. But I think it's going to be a little while before you actually see it.
Yeah.
But not too far into the future, no.
I agree with that because they're making robots now.
It's
Yeah.
already here.
Yeah.
There's already one.
What proof
I'm
do
just
you
sitting
have,
here
Jeremy?
going, they're sitting here recreating,
I guarantee there's at least one walking among us.
guarantee it.
And I'm saying fully skinned.
Fully skin. I guarantee
Come
there's
on,
at least
Jerry.
one.
We didn't even get. First of all, Jeremy, we don't
Well,
have automated cars down.
hold on.
We do
though.
have automated cars, Trey.
Down. It's not down. Like it's not to a science yet. Like it's not like put this destination.
It doesn't
in.
have to be into a
Oh,
science.
This is crazy.
Hold on, Trey.
I mean, it goes back to what I was saying to where people don't even talk to each other anymore. So this robot could be among us and never have to speak a word.
It's true.
I'm for real.
They could be on the park bench sitting there looking on their phone, pretending that they're just sitting
Have
there.
their AirPods in. Their
Yep.
little, their little
And the entire
AirPods
time, those AirPods are doing the exact opposite of, they're not funneling in music from their phone. They're funneling in everything that they're catching from who they're wanting to listen to. I could see that happening, but I don't think it is right now.
in. Oh, it is. There's at
But
least
what
one.
I want to know is,
I guarantee
hold on,
it.
this is what I was fixing to ask you. Since you're saying you're guaranteeing it to us, that leads me to believe you have an idea of who it is. Or
Have I not told you that I'm a
or was it?
billionaire?
No, you
I'm
haven't.
part of the elite.
Yeah. So I want to know who. I want to know who you're thinking this is.
Oh, I have no idea. I honestly have no idea, but I guarantee there's at least one walking among us. Just because I think that they're already so far advanced from what they're telling us that they are, and it already exists.
Well, sure. I think that there's a lot of things that we have as far as technology goes that's so far advanced, and they don't even tell us where they got it from. That's why I say I don't think that the humans are smart enough to come up with all this stuff on their own. I think they got it from
We're
other
the
species.
superior species.
They got it from other species.
We are the superior.
the superior.
We are the superior species.
Cap.
Well, anyway, I can't even talk anymore because it's late. So
Cap.
it's not Cap Trey. There's at least one.
He said he guarantees it.
Guarantees it.
But never seen it. Has no evidence.
So you want
Guarantee.
a BWO shirt instead of a NWO shirt?
BW.
Blue World Order.
Oh yeah.
You want a Blue World Order shirt? I'll get you a Blue World Order shirt. Me and Trey will rock the NWO shirt every week.
Well, all I can say to my people as we wrap up is watch the robots around you because they exist. There's at least one. We probably all know one. No, not Cap. I'm not fake news. I'll do it for you, Trey, but I don't agree.
You are fake news.
In
I don't
honor
agree.
of Cosmo, Cap, big cat. That's what he said today. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of caps.
But any lasting? No.
Good.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's always a wild ride here on the No Name Podcast. So don't forget to tune in for the next one because God willing and Olga willing, we are back. So
Remember, truth's out there. Just read between the lines.
Don't forget to like us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
And this show was brought to you by the New World Order.
And Socialist. Dang it. I messed it up.
Almost had it.
We'll get it
Dang,
next
you
time.
ruined my promo, man.
Okay. Hey, we're trying to get sponsorship and
New
promo.
World Order.
Presented by.
Hey, maybe the New World Order would sponsor us, right?
No.
No. All right.
Then they can control what we say.
Fair. As long as they buy the show, I'm okay. But then money doesn't matter anymore, so
Yeah.
whatever.
They buy the show.
All right. Well, thanks. Bye.
Yeah.